I just had a vision of an angel. And he looked like Viper from Virtual On. He looked a lot like... Google that. Google Viper from Virtual On. The only difference is he wasn't a color. He was more of a chrome. He was more like chromed out. And instead of like the Viper and Virtual On is like purple and blue, I think. And when I came out of the vision, all I could think of is Viper from Virtual On. And then I Googled it because I hadn't seen it in a long time. And it looked like that's what the angel looked like. But there was a revelation here. Because even though it didn't look just like Viper from Virtual On, it looked similar. In that he had wings sticking out the back. He was fully armored. He was holding a sword. And out of his armor, his wings were sticking out the back. And it's like his wings had armor on them too. But the biggest difference was he had the face of a lion. And his hair, he had like long flowing hair. But it wasn't like done in a hairdo like a woman. It was done in like a hairdo of a lion's mane. And he was wearing like some sort of shield over his face. And there was a demonic spirit somewhere over here on this other side, doing some sort of sneaking up, doing some sort of prowl. It was like there was a demonic spirit prowling. And this angel was facing the other way. And then suddenly the angel turned and looked right at him. And I kind of like, I saw it directly. He turned and looked right at the demon, and his eye, first of all, he kind of looked like the face of a lion, and then his eyes lit up like fire, and he looked right at the demon, and he didn't even have to cast the demon out or say anything. The demon just took off so fast. It was hilarious, actually. And then, but he was armored like Virtual On, like Viper from Virtual On. And his stance, he had like a relaxed stance, like he could set his armor up with his shoulder blades together just right. And he could relax his armor and just stand in his armor relaxed somehow. And his armor supported him as he stood. Like if he just stood in a certain position, he could just like relax. And his sword was like, I don't want to say levitating, but it was supported right by his hand. Where he didn't have to make any effort to stand, even though his armor would have been heavy. And you could see his mane. He had like it wasn't like a hairdo. It was like a mane. And then part of the revelation is from the book of Revelation. Actually, in Revelation 8, there's an eagle flying in midair. And this is an angel of God. In Revelation chapter 10, an angel comes out of heaven and has the voice of a lion. In Revelation chapter... Wow, man, God's giving me revelation in the book of Revelation. Revelation chapter 5, there's 4 living creatures. One has the face of an eagle. The other has the face of a lion. The other has the face of an ox. The other has the face of a man. And there's 4 chief angels. The 4 chief angels, one has the face of a lion, one has the face of an ox, one has the face of a man, one has the face of an eagle. Whoa. 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 And that's why one of the 4 living creatures will summon into the throne room of God one of the 4 top angels. There's 4 top angels of God. That's why there's also 4 winds of heaven. And the Bible says he makes his ministers, or his angels, winds, and his ministers flames of fire. Wow, this is all just coming to me right now as I'm saying this. It's a revelation. There's 4 chief angels. One represents a lion, one represents an eagle, one represents an ox, and one represents a man. And the one I just saw was the one that represents the lion. And he had his armor on. It was shiny and chromed out. I think I saw 4 wings. Now in the Bible it says the 4 living creatures have 6 wings and eyes all over them. And the eyes represent, the eyes in the throne room represent the eyes of the angels out in the earth or on assignment wherever. So the 4 living creatures stay in the throne room, but each one represents a certain mission that's assigned, and that's why the 4 living creatures summon into the throne room one of the chief angels. Whichever if the 4 living creature is the creature of the eagle, then it'll summon into the throne room the angels that represent the eagle.